I'm happy to see you in this video session, Term 3, Unit 23, Economic Biology. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about the mushroom cultivation, hydroponic and aquaculture and apiculture. So, let's move on to this video session.
Hello children, now we are going to discuss the economic biology. The world gift of nature is almost unlimited and there are thousands varieties of useful products are obtained from plants. So economic uses of plants are varied from therefore the scope of improvement and their cultivation is immense. So animal farming also we are going to discuss in this lesson like aquaculture, vermiculture, apiculture and dairy farmings which are gaining more importance in animal based farming due to their economic and commercial values. Next one is horticulture. It's a branch of agriculture which deals with the cultivation of fruits, vegetables and ornamental plants. The word horticulture, which is derived from the Latin word hortus, the meaning of hortus is garden and clore is a meaning to cultivate. So horticulture is both a science and the art of growing plants in an improved growth. So we have four main clauses. One is pomology, that is a fruit farming, horticulture. So pomology means it is derived from the Latin word pomum means fruit, logy means study. So this pomology, that is a fruit farming, deals with development, enhancement of fruit quality, cultivation, techniques, regulation of protection, period and reduction of protection, cost of the fruits too. And the next one is horticulture, that is vegetable farming. It's a science of growing vegetable. That is vegetable farming is classified into three parts. One is kitchen gardening. Kitchen gardening we used to have growing the vegetables in a small scale, isn't it? That is called as a kitchen gardening. For example, lady's finger, tomato, beans, brinjal. The next one is commercial gardening. It is a protection of vegetables in the large scale which will be sold in the markets. The last one is vegetable forcing. It's a method of growing vegetables in buildings, greenhouses, cold farms or under the artificial growing condition. It is most intensive type of vegetables, cabbage, tomato and brinjal. The next we are going to discuss is a greenhouse. A greenhouse or a poly house. It is structured. You can able to see in the pictures. It is framed structure which is covered with the transparent glasses. To grow crops under partially or fully control the environmental condition. That is, it can go very fast. It advantages means a disease-free plant. Water requirement of the crop is also very less. Yield very high quality. Limited pesticides is needed for these crops and it protects plants from the uncertain weather also. Okay. The next one is floriculture, a flower farming. Floriculture is the art of cultivating flower. What are the uses of flowers? Flower is used for ornamental plants in the garden too, and for the beauty we use the flowers. So it is concerned with growing of traditional flowers, cut flowers, beading plants, foliage potted plants, arboriculture trees and cruff grass for beautification and value added product like essential oil and pharmaceutical. Uses of the flowers. The flowers are used for decoration purpose, for personal needs also, or religion or ceremonies. Also we are using flowers. They impact color and beauty to the garden. They increase the country economy too. Landscape gardening. Landscape horticulture is a study of designing, constructing landscapes in homes, business firms and public areas. As you can see this type of landscapes in hotels and in business firms and some public areas also you can see this landscape gardening. Manure, that is manuring. Biomanuring. So animal manure is also there. In this animal manure, farmyard manure and sheep or goat manure is used, for the development of the plants. Compost, it's a soil conditioner as well as the fertilizers which is rich in nutrition. So it is produced by natural decomposition of organic matter such as crop residues, animal waste and food waste too. Green manure. It is obtained from the collection and decomposition of the green leaves, twigs of trees and field buds, etc. Green manure improves the soil structure, increases the water holding capacity and decreases the soil loss by erosion. And it also helps to reclamation of alkaline soil, reduce the weed proliferation. Types of biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are the substance that contains a living microorganism which, when applied to seeds, plant surface or soil, colonize rhizospheres. So there are three types of biofertilizers are there. One is Rubobium and Astrospirillum and third one Azobacter. Rhizobium is a soil bacterial that colonizes a root to legumize a plant to the forms root nodules. Azospirillum has the ability to use atmospheric nitrogen and transport this nutrient to the crop plant. And Azobacter. So Azobacter is used to increase the yield of crops like wheat, rice, maize and sorghum. Apart from the nitrogen fixation, these organisms are capable of producing antifungal as well as antibacterial product. The next one is Myocaustria and Ozella. These fungi has a symbiotic association with the roots of vascular plants. Azolla is a free floating aquatic fern found in the water surface. Medicinal plants. Here we will have some medicinal plants, Tamil name and botanical name, drug, the parts of the plant and disease should be cured. So many plants are here. Okay, totally 10. Katralai, Tulasi, Nannari, Nilavembu, Vepilai, Chinkona Maram and Chivan Alampodi and Thaila Maram, Papali, Nitya Kalyani. All these are derived for medicinal plants. Okay, the history of medicinal plants is very old as well as history of the human beings. Most medicines are obtained neither directly or indirectly from plants. All other major systems of medicine such as Ayurveda, Unani, Yoga, Siddha, Homeopathy, that is Ayush, use drugs obtained from plants and animals. The next one is mushroom cultivation. Did you see in mushroom? Yes, it will grow in a rainy season. Mushroom cultivation is a technology of growing mushroom using plant, animal and industrial waste. It is rich in protein, fibers, vitamins and minerals too. There are 3000 types of mushrooms are there. Example, mutton mushroom or oyster mushroom and paddy straw mushrooms are there. The cultivation takes 1 to 3 months. The major stages of mushroom cultivations are composting, swarming, casing, pinning as well as harvesting. The last one is preservation. In this preservation we will have freezing, canning, drying, vacuum cooling and gamma radiations to storing at till 15 degrees Celsius. Hydrophonics. So this is a method of growing plants without soil using mineral nutrient solution in water. So first it is demonstrated by the botanist Julius van Sag in 1980. The hydrophones is successfully employed for the protection of seedless cucumber as well as seedless tomato. The plants are suspended with the roots submerged in water and contain the plant nutrients. The roots absorb water and nutrient but do not perform an anchoring functions. So importance of hydroponics is conservation of water. Yes, definitely the water conservation is very important and control the plant growth in desert Arctic region. These hydroponic methods are very efficiently used for the alternative methods. This method is used. Aerophonics. The aerophonic system is a high-tech type of hydroponic gardening. This method is a primary in air. This type of primary air. The root hang in the air and are misted with the nutrient solution. And this is done in very few minutes as roots will dry out rapidly. If misting cycles are interrupted, a timer controls a nutrient pump like other types of hydroponic system, except the aerophonic system needs short cycle timer that run the pump for very few every second, every couple of the minutes. Aquaphonic. It's a system of combination of the conventional aquaculture with hydroponic in a symbiotic environment in which plants are fed with the aquatic animals, that is wastes or excreta. Okay, the wastes are broken down by nitrifying bacteria initially into nitrates, later into nitrates and utilized by the plants such as nutrients. Aquaphonic consists of two main parts: aquaculture for raising aquatic animals like fish, hydroponic for raising plants. Green leafy vegetables like Chinese cabbage, lettuce, basils, coriander, parsley, Spanish, vegetable like tomato, capsicum, chilies, bell peppers and sweet potato, cauliflower, broccoli and eggplant can be grown in this method. Dairy farming. Dairy farming involves the raising of cattle for milk protection. It also involves the proper maintenance of cattle along the collection and processing of milk and milk products which are useful to the human beings. Cattle breeds. Indian cattle includes cow, buffalo, which is used for the domesticated purposes like milk, meat, leather and transportation, which belongs to the categories of dairy breeds and draft and dual purpose breeds. These cattle are reared for milk and farm labor. They are classified into three categories: dairy breeds, draft breeds and dual purpose breeds. Dairy breeds. Dairy animals is domesticated for obtaining milk. The cow's milk producing is female or high milk yielders are indigenous breed, exotic breeds. Indigenous breeds are native in India. Some of the cattle are given here. Next one is exotic breeds are imported from the foreign countries. Draft breeds. They are used for agriculture work like tilling, aggregation and carting. Last one is dual purpose breeds. Cows of these breeds provide milk and bulls for useful for farm work. In India, these breeds are favored by the farmers. Indigenous draft breeds native in Tamil Nadu, that is Kangayan and Pulikulam. Kangayan is originated in the Kangayam and observed in the Dharmapuram, Perundurai, Erode, Bhavani and a part of Kobichettipalem Taluka of Erode and Coimbatore districts. This Pulikulam, this breed is commonly seen in Kubam Valley of Madurai district in Tamil Nadu. It is also known as a Jallikattu Maadu. They are mainly used for penning in the field and useful for the plugging. Composition of the cattle feed. So food requirements of cattle should be support healthy life of an animal and milk producing requirements. So the feed of dairy cattle is classified into two categories. One is roughage, another one is concentrate. Roughage is a coarse and fibrous fodder. It consists of the succulent feed. Concentrate is a low in fibers and which contains a high level of carbohydrate, proteins and other nutrients. They should be fed in a green fodder like maize, bermsein, millets and elephant grass. Feed management. In this dairy cattle need balanced ratios of containing all nutrition in the proportional amounts and food additives which contains minerals, vitamins, antibiotics and hormones to promote the growth of the animals, good yield of milk and to protect them from the disease. Daily average feed ratio of milking cow: 25 kg of roughage, 4 to 5 kg of grain mixture, 100 to 150 liters of water. Improvement of the livestock development in India. It is increase the protection of the new breeds with the high capacities. Here we will have an intensive cattle development program and operation flood program. This intensive class cattle development program is based on the cross breeding of indigenous cows, that is from European breeds, to increase the milk protection. And Operation Flood Program. It is based on the dairy commodity aid to increase the milk supply in urban areas also. Aquaculture, the rearing of economically important aquatic organisms like fishes, prawns, scripts, crabs, lobsters, edible oysters, pearl oysters, and seaweeds under control and confront the environmental condition using advanced technologies. Here we will have two types of aquaculture. One is freshwater aquaculture and the second is marine water aquaculture. In this freshwater aquaculture, rearing of aquatic organisms in freshwater, so that is called as a freshwater aquaculture. This culture is carried out in pond, river, dam, lake, as well as it is also carried out into the cold water. Marine water aquaculture, the cultivation of aquatic organisms is in the sea water. This is also refers to the mariculture or the sea farming. This culture is carried along the sea coast or in the deep sea also. So organisms like shrimps, and that is a marine prawn, pearl oyster, edible oysters, mussels and fin fishes like salmon, sea bass, milk fishes and mullets are in the marine water. The next one is pisciculture, that is a rearing of fishes in the ponds, dams, rivers, and even in the paddy field. The types of fish cultures. So first, the types of fish cultures we got so many: extensive, instinctive, monoculture, polyculture, and integrated fish farming. In this type of pond for the fish culture, it's a breeding pond, catching pits, nursery pond, rearing pond, stocking pond. So first one, breeding pond. It's a healthy and sexual method of male and female fishes are collected and introduced in this pond for breeding. Catching pit. Fertilized eggs are transferred to catching pits are called as this catching pits. The next one is nursery ponds. The catchling are transferred from catchling pits after 2 to 7 days. The catchling grows into the fry and cultured in these ponds for about 60 days with the proper feeding to reach 2 to 2.5 centimeter in length. Rearing pond. Rearing ponds are used to culture the fry. The fish fries are transferred from nursery pond to the rearing ponds, which is maintained up to 3 months. Stocking pond. It's also called as a culture pond or protection pond. Here comes, we can see the freshwater fishes and marine water fishes. And freshwater fishes is katla, rohu and mugral. And marine water fishes like sea bass, grey mullet and milk fishes. Here we will have a prawn culture. A number of species of prawn of different sizes are found and distributed in the water's resources. They have two types. One is marine water prawn culture, another one is a freshwater prawn culture. Marine water prawn culture is a rearing of marine penide or prawn is called as a marine prawn culture or a shrimp culture. Freshwater prawn culture is rearing of a freshwater prawn is called as a freshwater prawn culture. And the next is method of prawn culture. It's a method employed for a prawn culture or sea collection and catchery method. Second one is paddy cum prawn culture method. The first is a post larva. The picture first one is post larva, that is a seed collection. The larva and the julians obtained from the collection from the natural resources. They are reared and grown into the adult. The second one is paddy cum prawn culture. It is also called as a kokali culture. It is the oldest and traditional methods of prawn culture practiced in Kerala. The prawns are cultivated in these fields after the harvest of paddy. Lower classes and all, we already learned what is meant by vermiculture. Vermitechnology. The awareness of organic matters and concept of sustainable agriculture is gaining the importance from the farmers. The recent years to produce a good qualities of crops, that is a technology is yielded by the farmers, that is called as a vermiculture. Vermiculture involves artificial rearing and cultivation of the earthworms using the compost from the natural organic wastes. Earthworm is a species that we already used to say it's a farmer's friends. Vermicomposting, it is an important component of organic farming which can convert the bio waste into the nutrition rich. Vermicompost is exterior, that is warm casting, which is a fine granule organic matter formed by decomposition of the organic materials. So, vermicomposting materials are agriculture waste, crop residue, leaf litters, fruits and vegetable wastes, animal wastes, and cow biogas slurry. So, animal wastes is have a cattle, duck, poultry droppings, pig, surrey, goat, sheep dropping. The last one is a biogas slurry. So, vermicomposting by the bin method, that is you can able to see in this picture, that is the bin method. So, organic wastes like kitchen waste, vegetables, fruits waste are added which are fed by the earthworms. So, these castings are harvested and used for the organic manure. Advantages of the vermicompost. It's a dark brown in color and similar to the farmyard manure in color and appearances. So, here the vermicompost is eco-friendly to the biofertilizers and it is also a beneficial microflora. Vermicompost is richer in the micronutrition than other compost. It also enhances a decomposition of organic matters in the soil. So, vermicompost is very free from the pathogens and toxic elements. Vermicompost is rich in the beneficial of the microflora. Next is apiculture. The rearing of honey bee or honey, it is called as a apiculture and it is also called as a beekeeping. It is a profitable rural-based industry. So, honey bees are domesticated by the farmers which produce honey. I think you all like honey, children. Now we are going to see the types of honey bees. There are three types of honey bees. One is queen bee, next one is drones, and the third one is worker bee. Queen bee is the largest members which fertilize a female of the colony. So it is forms a fertilized egg. Queen is always responsible for laying the eggs only. Okay. The drones, it's a fertile males. Okay. They develop from an unfertilized egg. They are larger than workers and smaller than queens. The main function is to fertilize eggs producing by the queen. Worker bee, they are a sterilized female bees and smallest member of the colony. The function is to collect honey. This worker bee only collecting the honey from the flower and look after the young ones and cleaning the comb, defend of the hive and maintaining the temperature of the beehive. All the works which honey is doing, this worker honey is doing. Benefits of honeys. So we have a lots of uses and structure of comb and all you already seen in the last picture. And here the honey is very sweet, viscous and edible natural food products. Okay. So which has rich in amino acids, B complex vitamin, azoic acids and minerals. Formic acid is a preservative in honey. Okay. The uses of honey. So honey is used in the preservation of a antiseptic and antibacterial property. It is a blood purifier. It helps building up the hemoglobin content in the blood. It is used in Ayurvedic and Unani system in the medicines. It is also used to prevent the cough, cold, fever and release the sore throat. It is a remedy for the ulcers of the tongue, stomach and intestine, enhance the digestion, appetite. Honey bee visit 50 to 100 flowers during this trip. Average bee will make only 1/12 teaspoon of honey in their lifetime. 1 kilogram of honey contains 3,200 calories, which very energy rich food.